Chaos erupts as the Bella twins shockingly attack Paige on WWE live event. Sisterhood just got a shiv in the back, and it happened on live television in front of thousands of stunned fans who thought they were watching a feel-good reunion story. Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, the two women Paige trusted with her career, her comeback, and apparently her spinal column, turned into the most vicious tag team in WWE this year, and nobody saw it coming until it was already too late. Before we get into the wreckage, if you love your wrestling news served hot, fast, and with zero filler, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. Wrestling Rush news drops these stories the second the dust settles, and trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next in this saga. Let's set the scene, because context makes Betrayal hit twice as hard. Paige, the former Divas champion who has already survived one career-ending neck injury and clawed her way back into a WWE ring against every medical odds imaginable, teamed up with Nikki and Brie Bella at SummerSlam. This was supposed to be redemption. This was supposed to be legends reuniting. Instead, it turned into a horror movie where the monster was wearing a Bella Army t-shirt the whole time. The trio faced off against Fatal Influence, made up of Jacy Jayne, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reed, the current women's tag team champions who have been running through the division like a freight train with no brakes. And listen, this match was not a walk in the park. Brie got isolated early, taking a beating that would make a normal person tap out just from embarrassment. Nikki eventually got the hot tag and looked like a superhero for about 90 seconds, hitting an X-Factor and a Rack Attack 2.0 that had the crowd on their feet. But Fatal Influence is smart, and Jane broke up the pin at the last second, because these three operate like a well-oiled crime syndicate. Here's where it gets spicy though. Paige, ever the professional, saved her team more than once, throwing her body into danger to protect Nikki from getting picked off. Think of Paige as the designated driver at a party where everyone else keeps making terrible decisions. She's the one keeping this trio functional. And how did the match end? Paige got caught by Jacy Jayne's rolling encore and took the pinfall. The team lost. That happens in wrestling. Nobody wins every night. But this is where the story stops being about wins and losses and starts being about betrayal, and that transition happened faster than a heel turn on a Monday night. After the bell rang, Paige did what a good teammate does. She hugged Brie. She raised the Bella twins' arms in a show of unity, telling the crowd these three are still a team even in defeat. It was wholesome. It was exactly the kind of moment that makes you believe in good vibes in professional wrestling. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, Nikki Bella clotheslined Paige like she owed her money. Brie, who just seconds earlier looked like Paige's ride-or-die partner, jumped right in. She followed her sister's lead without hesitation, targeting Paige's neck, the very same neck that has already been surgically rebuilt once before. Nikki grabbed Paige and drilled her with the Rack Attack 2.0, the same finishing move she used earlier in the match against an opponent, except this time it landed on a friend. As Paige lay motionless in the ring, Nikki stood over her, looked into the camera, and delivered the line that will be replayed on highlight reels for months. Lesson learned. Don't ever take my spot. You got that? That sentence alone deserves its own investigation, because it turns out this entire attack traces back to old wounds. Paige had replaced an injured Nikki Bella months earlier in a fatal four-way women's tag team championship match, and she and Brie went on to actually win the titles together. Nikki apparently never forgot that, and when she made her surprise return 2 weeks before SummerSlam, she came back with a grudge simmering under the surface like a pot that was always going to boil over. Think of it like getting a substitute teacher for one class period, doing a great job, and then the regular teacher comes back furious that you dared to be competent in their absence. Brie's involvement stings even harder, honestly, because she and Paige had genuine chemistry as a championship team. They defended those titles successfully multiple times before Fatal Influence eventually dethroned them. Watching Brie flip the switch and join her sister's assault suggests blood really does run thicker than tag team gold, and loyalty in WWE has the shelf life of milk left out in the sun. So what happens now? Paige is left lying in the wreckage of a friendship that clearly meant more to her than it did to the Bellas, and the WWE Universe is left with a fresh, boiling rivalry that nobody asked for but everybody wants. Does Paige come back stronger, hunting for retribution against two former allies? Does this splinter the Bella twins from each other down the road once the spotlight fades? One thing is certain, this storyline just went from feel-good reunion to full-blown grudge match, and the fallout is going to be must-see television. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.